Hello, this is Pen and Charms. I'm running a small business in Instagram and I'm posting YouTube videos on tools required to use and what are the clay I use. If you are interested in making clay charms like me, or if you want to know what are the things I do, then do subscribe my YouTube channel as well as do follow me on Instagram to get more updates on this. So if you ask me what I sell, I make customized keychains, chains, bracelet, earring, phone case charm, cake boxes and cake mirrors, rings and many more. I make these out of clay. If you want to place order, then DM me. So let us get into the topic. You can clearly see in the video, we can easily mix colors in it and we can make cute little charms out of it. I have tested it many times. The charms are very brittle and they are very strong, so they don't break easily. Now let us see how to make the base for it. The first ingredient is a Fevicol glue bottle. I don't buy a bigger bottle because I know the quantity of other ingredients which is required for this amount. And the other thing is, I don't make a huge amount of clay and store it because I want my clay to be fresh. But if you want, then you can store it in a proper way. Now I have taken out all the glue from the bottle and then I am adding in a teaspoon of vinegar and a teaspoon of baby oil. So then you need to mix it very well. We are adding vinegar and baby oil because vinegar will prevent it from getting any molds and baby oil will keep it moisturized. Now I am going to add in a bottle of white paint because after making the clay will turn into yellow color. If you want to maintain your clay in white color, then add in white paint. If you don't want, then skip that process. For the next step, we need to add in cornstarch of the same amount. In my case, I have taken 100 grams of glue, so I have added 100 grams of cornstarch. The proportion of cornstarch and glue must be same. You need to mix it very well so that there is no lumps formed in it. Now I am going to place it in a cooker where I preheated it for 2 to 3 minutes, where I have already added salt and kept a base to keep this vessel. The procedure is same as baking a cake in a cooker, but for making clay you need to keep it for a limited amount of time. For the first setting I have kept it for only 4 minutes. I am going to repeat the same for the next setting. Not only for making clay but also for baking you need to remove the gasket from the lid. After second sitting, the clay will look like this and you can clearly see that the clay has started to thicken. But still now the clay texture is not achieved, so it requires another setting. But you can ask me why you are keeping it separately like 4 minutes. It is because we need to mix it very well between a time interval so that the consistency can be achieved. We cannot decide the timing for which the clay will be formed because it can vary due to the temperature you are keeping it in and also because of the amount of the materials you are going to use in it. So check it for every 3 to 2 minutes. And that was the final setting. You can see that the clay has completely formed and it is very hard. Now we can knead it and make it into a dough. You need to knead it while it is hot. Since it is sticky, you cannot directly knead it in your hands. For that I am adding a little bit of cornstarch and then I am going to place all the clay from the vessel. I am going to scratch out all the clay and going to place it on the cornstarch. Before touching the clay, which is very sticky, you can coat your hands with some cornstarch so that the clay does not stick in your hands. After taking out all the clay, you can see that I have placed it on a plastic wrap so that it is easy for me to knead. Usually I will scratch out the clay completely from the vessel, but in this case I couldn't able to do it because I am shooting the video. Now we can start to knead it. First you need to check the texture is right or not. After the final heating process, you could have seen that the clay was not yet ready. So I added a little bit of cornstarch and started to knead it. You need to add the cornstarch little by little so that the texture does not becomes very hard. Once you can see the clay is not sticking to your hand and when you pull out the clay it looks like a water droplet, then the clay is ready. The clay kneading process will take 5 to 6 minutes. After kneading it thoroughly, you can just make it into a ball and keep it inside a plastic wrap. You need to completely seal it so that there is no entry of air. If it is attacked by air particles, then the clay will start to harden. So you need to make sure that you keep it in a good container. For long time usage, you can cover it with moisturizer and then seal it with a plastic wrapper. After completing it, it looks like a mozzarella cheese ball. To maintain its texture, you must keep it in an airtight container. Since I don't have a proper airtight container, I am going to place it in 2 boxes. First, I placed it in a small container to keep it airtight. After that, I placed it in a bigger container so that the air does not reach it. Now you can see the clay is ready. It is ready to use. I am so happy that I could able to share with you guys how I made this clay. As you can see, you can easily mix colors in it. You can store the clay for 4 months. Once the clay charm is made, you can use it for any purpose. The clay charm will not break and it is very strong. I hope you liked this video. If you like, then do subscribe my YouTube channel and do follow me on Instagram. See you in the next video. Thank you and have a nice day.